Hey guys, Az here, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to boost in Soul Group or solo level as a mage. It's the 52-55 mob pull, I believe, the one with the crocodiles and the tigers. The spec that I'm using is this one. This is not the perfect spec for CG. I have this spec, especially this magic absorption talent that you actually don't need for CG, because I like to use it for Sunken Temple as well. So this fits both Sunken Temple and a CG. Right, what you need to bring for this, Noggenfogger elixirs, you need to do a quest line to get these. Also bring slow feathers. I don't have them with me right now. You don't absolutely need them if you have enough Noggenfoggers. Or if you are confident enough in doing this. I would definitely recommend you bring Skull of the Impending Doom. This is super clutch. You could also bring Nifty Stopwatch. It does, however, have a 30-minute cooldown, so you can use it every time, but Skull is always up. If you're learning, or if you need like a a way out of a tricky situation, lips are good. Limited invulnerability potions. I haven't brought them, but you could bring them if you mess up or if you need to do some different stuff, but you definitely don't need them. You can bring mana pot. Depending on your gear, you might need mana pots. I have good gear, so I won't need mana pots. Health potions, if you need it as well, right? But other than that, you don't really need much else. I've brought a spyglass. You don't need this either, but it's nice if you're lazy and you don't want to do too much movement. I'll show you how to use it later. After showing you how to do the pull, I'm going to show you the patrols, because that's the tricky part about this. If you don't start instantly, you need to be a master of these different patrols that are in Soul Group. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 that you need to be very aware of and play around. The patrols I've drawn here, they might not be 100% correct, but where the crossover is correct, at least with our pathing, which is the black dot or the black line here. And we have the green spot here, which is where your boosties want to stand to get XP. You're killing them here. This is the entrance where we're starting. So ideally, when you get into the raid encounter or raid instance, make sure, by the way, it needs to be converted to a raid group. You need to be in a raid group to enter Soul Group. Right, I'm in a group with my alt. This is a fresh ID. And you want to start instantly, because if you start instantly, the patrols are easy to manipulate to get into a spot where they won't be in your way. It's trickier if you wipe or if you don't start instantly. The thing with patrols is, if they're not in your render distance, if I can't see them or target them, I guess, they move a lot slower. So we have to render them in. If you're boosting, you have to pull these down here in order for your boostie to get to the waterfall spot right there. Your boosties need to wait until they're not in proxy range of the mobs, because you might have pulled them, but if they're in proxy range of them, meaning nearby them, they're still gonna go back and slap them, right? So they need to be patient and wait a little bit. They have all this time until you get to the reset spot, so they don't actually have to rush. So I use this as a reset spot. You can use this statue as a reset spot. You just have to like jump W key up of it, you know, from the front up to the horn and then up the face all the way up here. But this works perfectly fine. The patrol we're waiting for over here is the Berserker. I use a spyglass here to render it in a bit faster, right? Soon it's gonna appear, starting like where the tiger's at. That's where it turns back. It's not already passed, is it? Spyglass might not be enough, huh? If it's not showing up, move up a bit and spyglass again. Ah, where is it? Well, if it's not showing up, no worries. We can get it to the location it needs to be later on. We just have to do it a bit differently. but we definitely have to get this patrol going, right? This patrol is the red one here. It starts up here. We need it to be at the bridge. If you don't have a spyglass, you have to move up here to render it in. But with spyglass, you can just stand on the branch and render it in, like I just did. You don't have to look at in its direction. I'm gonna mark that with red. So red is going, I need it to be at the start of the bridge before I jump. I still can't see the berserker up here, which is the blue one here. It might be out of my vision over here, but I doubt it. But as long as that's in position, I am gonna jump in the water. Usually, I would start the pull here and just get Noggenfogger proc with slow fall. Jump down here, but because the berserker is not in range, I'm gonna swim in between the crocodile packs here. And just go a bit low, you know, Nova the fishes if they're dazing you. They do actually a lot of damage, so. And then we just go up in between here. Maybe I die before I get here. Jeez. Alright, now I'm gonna go look for the patrol. And exactly as I said, actually it was already all the way over here. So, even though this was a fresh ID, the berserker for some reason was already over here. Usually 9 out of 10 times it's starting here moving this way. So now we actually have to wait for this berserker. And you might be thinking, oh no, the red path, it's gonna get all the way up here and turn back and be in my way before I get back. That is why we go down here, because then this one is not rendered in and it's moving slowly once again. So we don't have to worry about the double patrol here. Now, it might get finicky with these now as well, because this one is out of position. I'm spending a bit more time before starting the poll, so the yellow berserker, the pink berserker as I call it, they might be in the way, which is fine. I'll show you what to do in case they're in the way. And at the end of the video, I'm going to show you what to do regardless. We're going to do like an extended run. We're going to reset and just mess up the patrols to show you what to look for. But in essence, what you want to do while we're waiting, I can explain it if you don't want to wait that long. Let's say you waited here for 10 minutes, the patrols are messed up, or you died mid-pull, right? You have to go again. You don't want to waste an ID. The boosties are going to get mad. They're going to be like, oh, you're wasting my time, my ID, right? Or whatever. Even though I don't think there's a daily limit anymore. There isn't. There's only the hourly limit, so I don't think anyone will really throw a fit about it. But if they do, what you want to do the same thing, pull these two ads down here so the boosty can get into the position, run down here, reset. And what we're going to do then, because the red path will be somewhere up here then, right? After you reset, you walk back and you get the red patrol to go back towards where they came from. And as soon as they get at the start of the first bridge towards entrance, that is the perfect spot. As soon as they're there, you run, you jump in the water like I just did. You blink, and then you get to the crocodile spot where I'm standing now. So they start moving slowly again. And then you're waiting for this berserker to pass basically this torch, right? Because you can like walk up here, right? So as soon as this passes the torch, we can start. So I'm gonna dismount. I'm gonna get my Noggenfogger, first cast, insane RNG. Some says it's 1 out of 3 because there's 3 different types of procs, but other sources says it's like 20%. So you might have to cast them for a bit. But as soon as that's in position, I'm starting the pull. Just body pull this. Don't jump too much here. If you jump here, you might end up in the water getting dismounted. So just don't spam jump like this. At least when you're near the water. Huck the right so they don't, the crocs don't run into these. And then we're just kind of waiting here, letting them get close. You can either do a half circle or a full circle. I'm gonna do a full circle here. So you pull the nearby tigers and then you just do a full loop here. Make sure you don't get dazed. They will hit your shield off quite fast. If you do the half circle, meaning i.e. you're walking like this, right? And then just moving on, you might not get all the cups because the cups do not link with the big guys or the elites. Jump here. You land, And then when you're mounted, you can jump here. If you get dismounted for some reason, you walk up here and you jump. Where did they go? Oh, they just disappeared for a second. Wait for them to get a bit close. You want to keep them close because otherwise they start patrolling up the temple here and they're gonna pull berserkers and shit, and you don't want that. Just strafe, sort of like walk into the wall a bit. Definitely here you need to, because if you can slide down and you won't get up again until you can walk up here, obviously. You can finicky this so you don't have to dismount. I fail it here, obviously. Otherwise, you just jump in here and blink through. You can also run up the route. I'll show you how to do that. I like to hug the right a bit here. And then you just walk up and CS. Re-barrier if you want to. If you have slow fall, I would use slow fall here. I have insane RNG, so I'm getting another Noggenfogger. Bring feathers and use slow fall. You actually don't have to... Oh, shit. I used that way too early. I'm just gonna keep it running. I would wait with using this until you're up here, right? To get the speed boost on the slow fall. But this works. I accidentally clicked my Skull of Impending Doom. So that gives you like a boost mid-air to cross this body of water a bit faster. You can jump up here. It's a bit more finicky to hit, or you can just walk up the route here, you see? Or blink through the route, but I like to use my blink in the water because the fishies, they might slap you. Now we're crossing here. It is cheaper with Noggenfogger if you can manage to keep it up, right? Because it will last me for several jumps, whereas normal slowfall won't be... It will run out before I get to this jump, I believe, so if I used it over at the other jump. So I'm saving... So it's kind of... Feathers are kind of expensive on my server, it's like 50 silvers each. And Noggenfogger is like 7 silver each. And then you just jump. Or walk off like I do. Make sure you have your berry up whenever you're in the water, because the fishes, they definitely can daze you. Huck here, wait until you aggro them with blinking, and then you assess whether or not you need to Nova. I like to jump here and then Nova mid-air, just so I don't get dazed by the near ones. Either way, you will be in the water, so like jumping and landing in the water, I feel like it's comfy. Swap to a rank 1 mage armor. Why rank 1? Because the mana regen on mage armor does not scale with the higher ranks. It's simply the mana cost and the resistances. So max rank gives 15. Rank 1 gives 1 resistance, but both give 30% mana regen. This is the spot I use to juggle in the big gap here. And I kind of aim towards the flower here, or this mountain here. And I just strafe and I jump. Right, strafe, jump. I'll show you after killing this the different kind of jumps there is, but this works as human female. It does differ from your character model. So Gnoll males, they can walk straight up against the rope and just jump strafe instead of strafe jumping, right? It's not consistent as human female, so there's different ways to do it. But yeah, you're just juggling them back and forth here. Max rank, min rank, the better gear you have, the more max ranks you can do. Once you get to about 30% mana, you want to start fishing for arcane concentration procs, these clear casting procs. So about now, if I had worse gear, I would be using rank 1s just to fish for these clear casting procs. Since I have a lot of gear, perfectly fine to max rank, and I still have Evo, I have mana gem, and you can tell they're almost dead without me even using them. So that's the benefit of gear. I would definitely highly recommend getting the tier 2 5 set. It's amazing with it increases the blizzard radius, which is amazing. There we go. So if you expect them to improve Frostbolt, you could do like, you can just nuke these last ones on their own, right? And by the way, if for some reason the mobs don't move, you know, they won't juggle even if you're on the road, just backpedal a bit on the spot, move a bit on the spot, and they should correct and move backwards. Sometimes if you hit the ledge, but there's like a little bit of a spot down below that you can hit as well, they will still path towards you. But yeah. Quick looting. I have a shorts video on how to do quick looting, like I do here, using scroll wheel, interact with mouse over. Just getting a bunch of bee juice. This is not from this one pole. I've done several runs here. But yeah, how long did that actually take? Let's check the instance tracker. 13 minutes. It should be like 8 minutes. I don't know if I was wasting a bit of time, yapping a bit too much. But while we're regenerating some mana, practicing the juggle spot is a good idea. You can do this without clearing these. I can show you in the next ID, but the reference points, I would not go further back on the bridge than the third rope from this big gap, right? So big gap, 1, 2, 3. Troll mages, they can walk up here, they can jump, and they can strafe key, and they will catch the ledge like that. As you can tell, I'm not really catching the ledge very consistently. I have to look a bit to the left to make that happen. So, but you see, it's not consistent as a female mage. Or you can use the strafe method, aiming towards the flower or this peak, or even facing between the mountain and the tree, the big tree here, that works as well. And that's what I like about this. There's a lot of leeway to hit the spot. You don't actually have to have a perfect angle. As long as you're facing the left, there's a lot of leeway. You will quickly pick up the muscle memory with this juggle spot. You can also do straight on jumps, right? But if you can do that, you can definitely do the strafing. If you want to make it consistent, figure out where you place your camera. That helps with making one element of the jump easier, right? Position your camera and just leave it there. All right. I think that's all I have to say about the spot. This is the pink patrol. This one that I'm talking about. That's marked here. Right. We're just gonna... I'm gonna show you how to practice. So what you do, you run down here. And same as before, you get down to here. Then you jump in the water here. You blink. And then there's the crocodiles here. Just nova them or whatever. And then you go to this spot right here. If your feet is elevated, if you're not in this little triangle here, as long as your feet is elevated, it's a reset. It will reset them. But you can also jump in here and just stand between the, I think it's bamboo, right? Bamboo and the tree. That's a reset spot. And then you're not in combat anymore. There's no mobs on you, and there's no mobs down here. The crocodiles are over here. So you can get to the spot up here and practice freely without having to actually clear anything first. So if you're new to this, I would isolate that element and master it. And then once you have a hang of catching it successfully, you go down here and you pull the crocodile pack here to intensify the practice, right? To actually juggle real mobs. So then you pull those and you run up and you juggle and you can kill them, right? That is it. Now, that's all there is to this video, right? Instantly hit by the fish in the water, by the way. That's why you have your berry up, because if you get dazed in the water, it's GG. I'm gonna go reset. We're gonna go mess up the patrols, and I'm gonna show you what to do in the different scenarios, because that is what you really want to master. Because as you can tell, usually 9 out of 10 times the patrols are, you know, they will be in the spot you want them to be in if you start instantly. Sometimes they won't be, as you could tell in this run right here. The blue patrol was like, the blue berserker patrol was like in at the end range of its patrol. Yeah, reset, go again. Hopefully I'm not locked out. I will be making a bigger pull guide later on, like for an extended pull that's like almost 100 mobs in here. But it will require more consumables, and this is more easy to access. I would say this is definitely one of the easier boosts to do. The only thing that's difficult about this is hitting the is knowing what to do with the patrols, which I'm going to teach you now. which I haven't found any good videos explaining. So I hopefully this will bring some new value to you guys. So now we're gonna mess up the patrols. We're gonna do a poll when they're all messed up. Hopefully I can manage to mess them up a bit. And while I'm messing them up, I'm gonna explain what to do. I think I explained a bit before, but we're just gonna repeat it. So, the patrols being messed up means that the red pack is past this point, in between here, here, and here, right? First bridge and second bridge. Like, that is when you're gonna run into trouble if you start pulling and they're there, right? At least if they're moving towards entrance. With the blue pack, you're gonna run into patrol, you're gonna run into trouble where it crosses here. So if it's like moving back and you can make it, they kind of move slow, so there's a decent time window. You can't pull if it's on this side, right? On the upper side of this line, the black line. So you have to wait for it to be down here. And the yellow one, if you messed up, it can be over here in the way where you're like, you can pull it over here. I need to draw. You can pull it over here, right? The yellow one. So there's that we have to handle if that's in that position. And the pink one, we can run it into it over here and pull it. So the strat differs depending on these different locations where we're gonna run into a patrol in our run, right? The strat is, right? Let me just make sure I'm rendering in this patrol while I'm yapping. The strategy is that first you want to deal with the red mob. So we're running in the red pad, I mean, and you want to make sure the pad gets all the way up and then pathing backwards. So back to this location where they started from. So you go up, you run down here, you pull this so your booster can get into the location, you get here, and then you run back and you make sure the patrol walks back here at the start of the first bridge. So if they're moving back to their location at the first bridge, you can start the pull there. Perfect. So we get them into location and then we run all the way back to this spot where I'm right now marked with this black dot. And then you want to jump into the water and stand over here. What that does is that this patrol doesn't get into your render distance and they move slowly once again. So they will be, if I'm sorry, I'm yapping a bit here, but if you start with them there, they will be around here once you cross this area again. So that's perfect, right? If they get to here, they might get up here while you're waiting over here for ideal spot or looping over here and then making their way back, and that's when you're gonna run into trouble. So get them here, then we move here, jump down, we wait here for blue patrol to get over here, right? And then as soon as blue patrol is passed, we start pulling. We mount up like we did before, and then we go over here, and if the yellow one is here, right, in our way right here, we're gonna run loops around here, circles, 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 until the yellow one is like here, like moving back again. All right? So that's red, blue, and yellow taken care of strategy-wise. And then we have the pink one up here that we can run in down here, right? So after we pulled, oh, it won't delete anymore. It won't go back anymore. There we go. After we pull this, we run over here, we jump down, right? We might run into the pink one. So what we do here is that we cut the route short. Instead of going all the way up, we kind of go here. And this is where it's insanely good to have nifties or Skull of Impending Doom on, because then you activate the speed boost with the slow fall, and then you glide from here. And if you don't have that speed boost, you're just going to land in the water here, and the fishies are going to hit you, daze you, whatever, and the crocs might catch up to you. So you have to cut it short, and that's why I definitely recommend getting the Skull of Impending Doom. Now, I have no idea where the patrols are right now, so let's go see. So that is essentially what we're doing. If you don't care to see it in action, you can just end the video now. But I'm going to show you. It should be at a bad spot now. So I am going to go and there they are. So obviously I could pull now without waiting, but I want to show you guys what to do when the patrol is messed up. Because usually if you wipe, this patrol will be somewhere up here. There will be timestamps in this video so you can skip back and forth. It's going to be one of the longer videos. Just because I want to squeeze in all the details, because these different aspects to the pull is what's going to make it very consistent for you, right? I could show you a quick 8-minute video just showing you how to do the pull, but if you don't get these details, I'm not doing you a service. So now we're actually just going to wait for this patrol to move all the way up and all the way back. Anything else to say here? I don't think so. I don't think so. Just be wary that there's a bunch of fish in the water. They will daze you. Make sure you have your berry up when you go into the water so you don't get dazed. You should know if you need to. Anything else to say? I'm thinking about details that I can give you. Don't think so. Just always make sure that you keep the mobs near you, because say that I just sprint, I don't stop at all. With a 60% mount, actually, you can just keep running. It kind of fits perfectly with the timings and stuff with the 60% mount. But 100% mount, you wait there, right? Let them catch up. You wait here, let them catch up. You wait here, let them catch up. Because if you don't, they're gonna pull this pack. And when you jump here, some of the crocodiles might be in the water and take this pathing instead and go up on the temple, pull the berserkers. It's not a fun time. Actually, I can just stand down here. Another nice reason to get the spyglass, so you don't pull any of the packs up there while you're making sure this is in location. And now you see it turns back. So it gets to this point right before the stairs, it turns back. Obviously, if your boosties don't care and you messed up or whatever, just reset, right? Makes it easier. But again, sometimes for some reason these patrols will not be at their spawn location when you start. So if you see any double path here, you know, troll path walking up here, it's the patrol that you know goes down here. That way you can you know recognize that you have to do something different. Get the patrol to this spot right here. And ideally you stay near here, because that way these ones aren't rendered in, right? There we go. Now they're in the position. As long as they're on the bridge, at the start of the bridge or here, they will be out your way. But not too far out your way, so they're coming back, right? I see the blue berserker is in a good position as well. So I could actually just start. I don't have to go down here. I would go down here if the patrol was over here or not, or the blue one was not in an ideal position. It's gonna start walking back in a second. Drinky, drinky, drinky. This is taking too long, so I'm gonna jump in the water and drink while I'm in the water. Or try to get a Nagenfagerbrock in the water. There we go. Now with these two. Think. Owie, owie, owie. There's like a toad here. Sometimes you get a combat on, by the way. It's walking back, so Might be close. I don't care. Now you don't want to jump here because you have slow fall on, right? If you jump, you're just gonna land in the water. So no pressing backspace. Looks fine. Let's see if the yellow pad is in the way. Either way, I'm gonna show you what to do, even if it's not there. So, yep, we're fine. But now this is coming towards us, and if this is here, you will be fine. Even if that is there and the other one's coming, you can still do small loops. But in the case of that, you just run around big loops. Make sure you make it a big loop, right? Not a small loop. Get all the way out to the torch, all the way around. And you just keep going like this. And if the yellow one is in the way, obviously you can't make it as big of a loop. I don't remember if you can go all the way up here. You can actually. If the yellow one is here, you just cut it short, right? You'll be fine running like this. Round and around. Just keep going. It's fine if your slow fall falls out. But eventually the other blue circle will get here. There it is, right? I could keep going, but then we just jump. If we don't have slow fall, it's fine. Just blink in the water, right? I'm gonna run out of slow fall now also. You don't even need slow fall for this part. Just jump. Don't even need to know the fish in the water. Just make sure you bury up. There we go. Huck, huck, huck. Jump Nova. Save your blink. Don't blink at this junction because you might need it for getting through the branch over here, right? There we go. You can just jump in the water, but you move faster on the branch if you just jump on that, right? And then we just keep going. I'm gonna see if I can get a slow fall proc here. Get the berry up, we get the slow fall. You might be giga unlucky, and that is why you need feathers, right? I would not go in here without feathers. There we are. There it is. So now I can't go all the way up there, right? So I'm gonna proc my chicken and or my skull and jump here. Instead of walking all the way up, we jump early. And then we blink. You wanna blink because these fishies will tank your armor and they share. You need to not be in the water for very long. Since we can't blink through the branch, I'm just gonna jump up here. Jump over. Perfect. There we is. There we is. Great English. Again, you want to blink in the water. Save your blink for when you're in the water. Hug. Again, hug to left here, so you don't have to body pull this. I don't see the patrol, which is good. The red marked patrol. Don't see them at all. See, they're there. Perfect. And we started as soon as they were at the first bridge, and they're almost at the turnaround point, so yeah. Jump. And yeah, this is perfect. CS if you need to. Body pull like I did. Hold your blink for a few seconds. Let them try to path to you. So they batch their pathing. I Nova a bit early there. Usually I save my Nova for the jump I do here. Ay, 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 ay. I might be dead. I might be dead. I might be dead. Ay, 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 ay. Dazed by the fish. The freaking fish. We're fine. If I had a potion, I might just live there, right? That's why you would want to bring a lip just in case. If you want smooth, consistent runs and no RNG, I would lip. Right, get to the position, jump. Sometimes scary that they keep moving towards you. There we go. That's how you do it if the patrols are a bit messed up, right? The scary part will be the looping here. That will require practice because you don't have that much space to loop in if the blue one is here and the yellow one's here. Like if they're cornering you here, you definitely need to utilize a big loop, as big as you can, right? You might get the urge to make the loop small, but that way the mobs catch up to you way faster. Big loops are definitely superior to small loops. Just like in CF when you're pulling the scarabs. It's no issue if you're making the big loop in the scarab room. Anyways guys, that is the video for today.